So, project pan, but for books. I have a lot of books. This is not all of them. These are kind of like the top ones are my classics and my pretty books, and there's more under there. There's more on the other side of my room. There's some on the floor. There's books everywhere, and I need to read them and get through them because there's so many books that I'm halfway through, and enough is enough. I need to read these books, and I need to be held accountable. So that's what we're going to do together. So the first step is to categorise my books, to go through, to write a big list. So let's get into that. I'm going to take a note of this bookcase first. I'm just going to do it digitally on Procreate, and yeah, let's just do that. I think I underestimated how many books because tell me why I've literally only done this shelf and I already have 13 books on my list. Ignore the chicken scratch handwriting, but this is exactly 60 books that I have not read on this whole bookshelf. I mean, a lot of these I've like half read, so I will say there is some redemption in that. Or like I bought it as a series and I've read the first few, but it's not great. So this is, oh, I forgot the one at the top. So 61. I will say there's one book I didn't include, and that is my Anglo-Saxon, the copy of Beowulf, because I think I'll talk about that later. I have a few Anglo-Saxon books, and I can't exactly read it until I've finished learning the language. So yeah, that's a whole separate thing. But I think maybe we'll talk about this video, maybe not. I don't know. This is the next bookshelf. There's not much on here because this bookshelf is kind of functioning as my bedside table. And I'm not going to count this row in the middle because those are all my Bible commentaries and those are books that I dip in and out of. So they're not really, they don't need to be on. I will, however, include these books and some of those down there. So I'm just going to go ahead and add those now. So I just have a couple spots left. I've got these bookshelves here, the one at the top and the books just sitting on the bottom. Some here as well, so I'm just going to go ahead and add those up now. So I've categorised and, well, not categorised, but I've made a note of everything except this bookshelf. But I'm now realising that I actually want to rearrange this bookshelf because clearly it's not very easy to access books on here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that first. So now I have all of this to deal with. So this may not look organised, but I have made my categories. I've got my Asterix and Tintins, my science books, my general Christian books. There's a bit of a mix in there. These are just the smaller pamphlets that it's kind of hard to see from the side profile what they are. These are my kind of stories, some true, some inspired by true stories. Those are my evangelism books, and those are my kind of personal study. And then that's miscellaneous. I'm thinking of donating these two because they're really for young girls becoming teenagers, and I'm now past that, so I think I'm going to pass those on. I have read like half of each of them, but and they're good books, so I'm not going to get rid of them, but I will pass those on to someone who would actually benefit from reading them. Well, it's not as aesthetic as it could be, but that's because it's not in height order. It's obviously, as you can see, because it's in sections. And because I've got so many little books, that just makes it easier for me. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad they all fit on one shelf. That's really what I was hoping for with this bookshelf. I wasn't hoping for a great transformation. I'm gonna put this all on a spreadsheet, and yeah, then let's just start with it. I can't sleep, so I'm gonna see if I can finish this. It is currently 1:45, so yeah. And I went down and I always have a cup of tea. Oh, sorry. It's green tea with roasted nuts, I think. Maybe not roasted nut, roasted rice. I don't know. It's nice. In a nice way, it is a bit like seaweed. And Ellie has joined me. I've been reading for an hour. It's currently just about to turn 2 AM. I haven't quite finished. I'm quite close to finishing. So I'm finding this last bit a bit slow, but I really need to sleep. Excuse me. I really need to sleep because sleep is important. I've only got tomorrow. I don't sleep. And I've been really out to sleep. So fingers crossed. Hopefully when I finish this book, doodles. Well, actually, if I say finish this book, this is only part 1 of the book, and I'm kind of thinking maybe I should count it. It's taking me a while, it's true. When I saw this is my first book, but I hope maybe I will switch to a book I'm closer to finishing. I feel like at the start of this project, everything is very much like I'm having to push myself to read. I'm hoping that as this project goes on, I will not have to push myself, and I will fall back into reading a bit more. But the fact that I read wrong is really good. So yeah. I'm going to speed run through this tonight. As you can see, I'm quite close to finishing. I have about a story and a half left. So I've got this much through until the next story, and then, yeah. And my real cat is very much talking to me. Yes. Yes. I just finished this book for Prescribe You a Cat by Shiu Ishida? I don't quite know how to pronounce the name, but I really enjoyed this book. It's quite a simple read, and each chapter is like its own individual story with a thread that runs through all of it. It kind of comes together at the end. It's a nice calming read. A good palate cleanser. Yeah, I recommend. I'm glad to have finished it. That's kind of like a weight off, you know, it's one book that's now finished, so yeah. And now I just need to mark it in my graph thing I made. I've just realised the graph I spent ages on for my books is no more. So I'm going to have to, I think, generate a physical one. So much for getting with the times. Well, I can replace this one with this one. This one is the part 2. And this can go back on the shelf. Yeah, good feeling. I'm gonna go and draw a bath because I have got to the point in Jane Eyre where I don't know what happens anymore, because I originally watched the film ages ago and I thought I wasn't going to read the book, which was a big mistake, because then in reading the book I found it quite slow because I know what happens. But I have this bad habit of, in films, when I get bored, skipping to the end. So I've got to the point in the book where I actually don't know what happens. So I feel confident that I think I can speedrun this tonight. Well, I just finished... Oh, it's upside down. I just finished Jane Eyre. I really enjoyed this book. Yes, it's taken me a long time to finish, but that's more due to long-term mental health things. Definitely picked up at the end, and the way it all comes together at the end is really enjoyable. Yeah, it's a very enjoyable book. I think what I'm saying is quite generic. It's definitely a romance, but I think it's not like a wishy-washy romance. Like there are plot twists that I did not expect to see coming. So yeah, it's good. I recommend. I think, although I would say if you're starting with the classics, I would not start with this one because it's quite heavy going, especially to begin with. It's quite slow to begin with. I would say it only really picks up once she gets to Thornfield. So yeah, which is about halfway through the book, sort of. I'm feeling a little bit sorry for myself today. I've had a really productive week, but in a funny sort of way, I'm really struggling to switch my mind off from productivity. Sort of planning out business ideas, and I have so many ideas and I'm getting excited about it, but then also like feeling kind of overwhelmed by everything I have to do. And I can see my cat is coming over to join me. I don't know if you can see her, but I'm really struggling to relax. And you know when you're like surfing YouTube and you're trying to find something to put on in the background and there's just nothing's really like doing that relax button for you. So I need to get through my reading, so I figured that since having a bath worked so well for Jane Eyre, maybe I can try and replicate that success and try and read more and, I don't know, hopefully relax at the same time. I don't have a bath bomb this time, but I do still have some bath bubble soak stuff. And I even have a body scrub this time, so yeah. She has settled. I guess I'm just going to have to read right here for a bit. I only read a chapter. I feel like I'm not really concentrating, and like that's what, yeah, I don't know. Take my earrings out, I'm getting a bit painful. Not painful, but like jamming into me. These cute little, I don't know who these are, glass foxes that my sister got for me from here. So cute. And look at my skirt. I'm so tired and I don't feel like doing anything. But equally I should read. I My bath is just about ready, so I'm gonna do a face mask, and yeah. Well, I look stupid, but I feel great, so let's get a whole chunk of reading them. Well, I read 3 more chapters and I am so relaxed. So, yeah. It really looks like I've burnt my face off, but hey ho. I think it's more vibrant in real life. But so, should we do a satisfying peel off? Oh, it's all gonna come off as one. Oof. That was really nice. Well, my skin definitely feels really nice. So, double benefit. So I wanted to sketch some things inspired by the books that I finished as I read them, as a kind of a way of marking the book. I'm going to use this page. I know I've already drawn a little something, but that was just me doodling. And I also wanted to show you, before we got into that, I got this Moomin sticker in London a couple of days ago, and look how cute it is. And I also got Moomin tea, which I feel like is a ridiculous purchase because I'm gonna drink this and then, but I think I'm gonna make this and then do some artwork based off the tea and stick it in my sketchbook, but that won't be for today, that will be for later. But look how cute. And also I love these flavors, vanilla and pear. I love that, I've had that before. And truffle and chocolate, oof, I'm excited for that. Banging. Anyways, I thought that I will put this big Moomin on the back of here. So I love stickers. Running off into the distance. No, I don't want any bubbles. Okay. Cute. My Moomin friend is in the back. Just thought I'd show you that. Okay, so where were we? Back to... yeah. So for the first book I finished, which is Will Prescribe You a Cat. I've just realised this was not filming, and I've just finished my illustration, but anyway, and this is my conclusion. Okay, so I don't think I have time to do the Jane Eyre art by the time this video should be up, which is going to be tonight. And I really want to do a really, I don't know if I'll do A3, but at least A4. I want to do like a really medieval, pre-Raphaelite, like Victorian, but like that vibe of watercolour as if it was a stained glass window. I think that would be really cool. I think that would be fun. I haven't done watercolours in a while, and they're one of my favourite mediums, so I would like to get back into that. And I'd like to do something a bit more ambitious, like a big piece. And I think that my concept idea of like a family photo, but then into like a stained glass window, but with obviously the eye that's missing, with all like the stained glass window joins coming out from that, I think that could be really interesting and fun. I've never really done like fan art, I guess you could say, like this before, but like trying to make it into an actual piece. So I might make that its own video actually, to be honest, because yeah, it's certainly not going to be done today, because I really want to take my time with it. But the other thing I wanted to say while I have your attention is that I have another book added to the list. Now, I haven't bought another book. This was a belated birthday present from my big brother, who came to visit this past weekend. And I have been wanting to read this book for so long. I'm so excited about it. It's called Dragons, Heroes, Myths and Magic, the Medieval Art of Storytelling. And it's all about like the weird medieval stories and just the weird animals and stuff, that the legends and stuff something that I'm really interested in. I did my A-level art project on it, and it inspires me still for the kind of work I like to do. I very much like the meaning and the symbolism of colour and animals and things is, yeah, that I'm interested in that, and I certainly want to delve into that a little bit more. So yeah, that's added to the list. And also, yeah, the reason I'm anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I know it was only 2 books read, but and albeit 2 books that I was already halfway through, but yeah, small steps at a time. I haven't read properly in like 2 years, so to be honest, I'm really proud of myself for completing those 2 books that I've been trying to finish reading for ages. So yeah, and this is definitely making me read way more than I would have done. And also, reading in the bath, so great, underrated, so great. I will be bringing that back, definitely. You heard it here first. So come back in a month for the next book update, and in the meantime you can watch my other videos on art and illustration. And yeah, I try to post every Monday. Sometimes it comes up on Tuesday. Give a girl a break. Anyways, yeah, talk to you later. Bye.